The recovery run here, nice and cold out. Just gonna take it easy, go whatever speed I feel like I can keep up. It's gonna be about 6.5 miles, and here we go. So this is pretty much the normal route I take. There's a figure 8 coming up that you'll see. That's nice for various lengths of runs. It's a figure 8 loop. Depending on how long I'm gonna go, I can take the figure 8, or like today I'm just doing 6 miles, so I'll just do the exterior part of the 8. And this is from my home apartment complex, so it's really convenient for me. And again, one thing I've learned the hard way is that recovery runs really should be easy. There's no use in pushing yourself as hard as you can every day, because you're just asking to get hurt. So recovery runs should just be at whatever speed they need to be, that you can do at a pretty easy effort and be able to do your workouts at your target speed. Those are your important days. You're doing tempo runs or marathon pace runs. So that's one thing I've finally learned, like I said, is that just go whatever speed you feel like you can do without pushing yourself too much. See, one of my pet peeves is in Lansing, Michigan. They do a really bad job of clearing off the sidewalks from snow, which is really annoying. And it's kind of why on my long runs I've just about given up on running outside in the winter, because you can run through this slop for a while, but if you're running 20 miles, you're gonna get really, really tired, and you might get frostbite from being out for that long when your feet are getting wet in the snow. I wore my trail running shoes today for that reason, thinking they would do a little bit better job, hopefully. So here's a nicely cleared sidewalk. Thankfully, we'll see how bad it is. We got a major snowstorm over the weekend, and I'm not sure how clear the sidewalks are. So this is heading up to the main highway by my apartment. Cuts through right downtown Lansing. And my loop is on the other side. So I have to cross this once each way, stop at the crosswalk, which is unfortunate, but once I get to the other side I can do figure 8s as much as I want, so it's only one interruption per run each way. So I'm running about 9-minute pace. Looks like my watch is pretty bundled up because it's really cold. But that's a good pace for me for recovery runs. Like I said, I don't push it. I'm about a 3-hour, 10-minute marathon is my goal. So I run about 7:14 marathon pace. So recovery run, about 2 minutes per mile slower for me. It's pretty good. somewhere in that high 8s, low 9s. And like I said, I don't really necessarily stick to that. I just run whatever pace feels easy, you know. So you can see there's quite a lot of traffic on this road. I gotta be careful because these driveways are often people coming out and not paying that much attention to runners, especially this time of year when they don't expect to see many. But you can see that the even where the sidewalk is cleared off, it's not in great condition, so you wouldn't want to do speed work out here, obviously. That's why I used to run outside 365 days a year, but I've kind of given that up the last 2 winters because it's just not safe to do speed work in these kind of conditions. And even if you can do it, you can't really go the speed you want to anyway. So I've unfortunately been relegated to the treadmill on occasion. I really don't like treadmill running like most runners, but when I need to hit a certain pace or for really long runs in the winter, I've started to use the treadmill more. But it's really not bad today. I don't know what the temperature is right now. It's probably in the single digits. With wind chill, it's probably below that. But I'm bundled up pretty good. So I feel fine right now, honestly. Probably a little warm. It's a nice little creek that runs through here. Runs back by my apartment too. Little scenic. So this will probably be about an hour-long run, maybe slightly longer than that. Like I said, I'm going about 6.5 miles, right at 9-minute pace, give or take. In no particular hurry. So this is a commercial area up here. It's kind of tempting sometimes when I run by. I can smell the Outback right there. Smell the different restaurants. When you run at dinner time, it kind of makes you salivate. So here's another driveway where I got to be careful whether people see me or not. It's one of my big pet peeves is drivers really don't look for runners around here. And I've had very close calls getting hit. One time I had to hurdle a hood because I was right in front of a car, directly in front of the car, and the lady just stepped on the gas right when I was in front of the car. And I literally had to jump and swing my legs out around it to avoid being hit. That was probably the closest. I don't know. I honestly don't know how I wasn't hit. I was like, when she did that, I was like, I'm gonna get hit. And somehow I dodged it. But luckily, I've not been hit by a car yet. This is a Kroger over here. This is the first store I went to when I moved to Lansing, because I got here and I had no groceries or anything. I got to my apartment, I was like, I need something to eat. So I went on the internet or whatever and found like the closest grocery store so I could buy something to eat. I was moving from Madison, Wisconsin, so it was a long drive. I used to work just about a mile down this road for like 3 years. So I had a very, very short commute, which was really nice. Now I work across town, so I got like a 20-mile commute, which still isn't bad, but not quite as nice as this, where I could literally walk to work. So this is where I cross the road here. I'm gonna get out to stop my Garmin while I wait to cross the road. And the crosswalk doesn't want to work for me. So I'll just have to wait for the green light. You can see it's right about rush hour right now. It's a little before 6 o'clock, I think, and lots of traffic both ways. This is coming from downtown Lansing. It's December 19th, so there could be some Christmas traveling going on as well. Lights turning yellow, that's a good sign. Start my watch and let's go. So this is the main part of my loop here. There's a figure 8. It's kind of convenient because this super block is about a mile exactly on each side, so it's very convenient for knowing your distances, even if you don't have a GPS watch. Oh, this part is often not shoveled, so I'm relieved to see that it is somewhat clear. You can see this is just a big open field on my right, so lots of times there's this drifts quite a bit in here, as you can tell. There's often a nasty crosswind. It's nice and dark in here too, obviously. I don't know how the camera's gonna work out. Hopefully it won't be too dark. This is my first trial with the GoPro, so this is kind of a test run. I'm just kind of curious. I'm running with a balaclava, and it's got a vent in it over the mouth, but it still feels like you can't quite get all the air you normally would. So I often end up breathing harder using that. But it's pretty darn cold out, so I'm erring on the side of caution. So as you can probably tell, I'm definitely not pushing it. Like I said, recovery run, just get it done. I did 20 miles yesterday on the treadmill, so my legs are pretty tired from that, obviously. heading home for the holidays tomorrow, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do my runs there, because I don't have my convenient treadmill like at my apartment complex. I'm staying at my mom's house, so I'll have to find a local gym or something for my speed work. But yeah, I try to at least get out for my recovery runs, my middle range runs. Still try to get outside because I really don't like treadmill running. I really don't trust it. You know, it's not quite the same as when the treadmill's pulling the track behind you and when you have to do all the work yourself. Plus, I just like getting outside, frankly. So this is coming up to the middle part of the figure eight, and I run longer runs. I cut through there, and then loop around the back way, and then cut through here again. And it's a 6-mile loop. If you take the full figure eight, it's 4 miles around the outside. So they're nice round numbers. You know, if you're gonna do a 16-mile run, a 20-mile run. It works out pretty well so that I can get end my run right back at my apartment. So this road, usually there isn't much traffic. Sometimes I have to pause for a second or two to cross it, but there isn't a lot of traffic here. So usually I don't have to stop, like right now. So I've gone like 1.7 miles-ish right now. It'll be like 2.2 when I'm up at the corner here at the Quality Dairy. So you can tell this is pretty flat for the most part. If I would have taken that figure eight cutoff there, that's a pretty big hill that I kind of like, because when you do the figure eight, you're going up it like a number of times over and over again, so it's good for training. And then you'll see that hill too coming up when I go run down the backside here. So yeah, this is pretty much my day-to-day running path. There's also a trail that runs behind my apartment. That's pretty nice. And it's a little safer because there aren't these driveways and stuff to deal with cars coming out of. But it's only like down and back is 4 miles, so it's not quite as nice because you got to make 180-degree turns over and over, you know, if you wanted to run a long distance on it. And plus you see the same scenery over and over and over again. Sidewalks haven't been too bad, actually. They've been pretty clear. I'm happy. For people who maybe aren't used to running in snow, kind of like running in sand, that it's harder than just running on flat ground because the ground sinks beneath your feet. So you got to push off kind of that much harder. Coming up the corner here, we're going to turn right through a parking lot. So that's about 2.2 miles there so far. So I gotta be a little careful in here because of other cars. Keep my eyes peeled. This is the backside here, the little loop. Yeah, this is all somewhat cleared anyway. A lot of snow still on the sidewalk, but it's not deep. I guess the benefit of running on snow is you don't have that hard of impact depending on how firm the snow is. So like here you can see that hardly any sidewalk here. Pretty gross to run in. People are supposed to clear their sidewalks, but they don't. Yeah, I'm feeling plenty warm. I got tights on, I got track pants over that. I got a base layer on, got a sweatshirt over that, and my light winter coat. And to be honest, I'm probably a little bit on the warm side even. So it's, like I said, it's Christmas time. You can see some lights, decorations on the houses. It's getting dark, obviously. Hopefully, I don't know whether the camera is seeing anything right now or not. Find out in a little bit. This might end up just being a practice run that I'll delete. As far as what I'm wearing on my feet, I got one layer of just running ankle socks, And then I wore standard white, you know, crew socks, athletic socks over that. So the wind can't nip at my heels when my pants ride up. And snow too. Nothing worse than those raw ankles from the snow. Oh, yuck. So yeah, this is what I don't like. Try to cheat a little bit. But that was pretty thick snow there. Try to avoid that if I can. Then I'm wearing my Ultra Superior trail running shoes for a little extra traction, a little extra resistance to the snow. Now it's nice and clear again. So this is the hill part. You can see I'm running downhill now, and it'll be uphill. This kind of valley cuts all the way across the figure eight. So there's basically hills on each of the parallel parts of the eight. So you can see it's not a huge hill, but it's something just to mix it up a little bit, get a little bit of hill work. Fortunately, in general, Lansing's pretty flat, so it's hard to find somewhere to really train for running uphill. I did the Pikes Peak ascent, and that was pretty brutal because it's really hard to train for, living not at altitude and not in a very hilly area. But I did it. To the big cemetery here. You can tell I'm not running with a headlamp, which is questionable judgment. But I can usually see well enough. As you can tell, there aren't a lot of other runners I need to worry about. They're kind of wimpy and go indoors for the winter. I've become a little bit of a local celebrity for always running. People, strangers will come up to me and be like, "Aren't you that guy that runs on the west side of Lansing?" So I'm out here a lot. With all this traffic, lots of people see me. I'm 6'6" too, so I stick out more than your average person does. There's some big old chunks of snow here. Pretty nasty. So yeah, again, as you can probably tell, I'm not pushing the pace. Taking it easy. Probably breathing a little harder than I normally would just because of having so much gear on. and talking at the same time too. Doesn't help. So this will be 3.2 miles up at the corner. It's about 1.2 miles from my apartment to that first corner, and then about a mile on each side of this loop. This part's usually pretty bad, but it actually looks cleared. So yeah, all in all, sidewalks aren't bad. Better than I expected. There are a couple low branches in here, so I got a duck. So I apologize for that in advance. So here we go, we got a duck under this. Duck again. The hazards of being 6'6". Nice LED lights here. It's a little school, elementary school here to my right. I'd say we might be able to catch some kids sledding on the hill over here, but it's pretty cold, so I'm guessing no one's really out there and dark. But if you come by here on a weekend or a day off, there'll usually be kids over here on this hill sliding down when there's snow. There's the hill over there. So now we're coming up to where the middle part of the figure 8 crosses through here. So if I was running a longer distance, I would have turned, come out here, and then been running in the opposite direction, looped around, cut across here, and then run straight in the same direction I'm going now. It's a nice little loop. It's convenient. And the hill's a little more steep on this road, so it's good practice to have that hill intermittently throughout the run when you're running, 20 mile or whatever, 22 miles. make sure you can hit that hill on tired legs. So yeah, this part is hardly ever shoveled. These people never shovel. But I think it kind of uses different parts of your leg muscles to balance, kind of like basically essentially trail running. So it's good for those stabilizers. So yeah, it's too dark. I can't even see my watch to know what pace I'm going at. But again, recovery runs, I've learned just, don't even bother worrying about your pace. If you're feeling good, go a little faster. If you're feeling tired, go a little slower. I basically go at a pace I feel like I could go forever, I haven't taken that next step to heart rate monitor, which is probably the best way to go, to judge it by effort instead of actual pace. So yeah, some things to think about when you're on a recovery run or an easy run. But things like form, breathing, a lot of the little things you can perfect or work on. Cadence, that kind of thing. There's a walker up here. I have to run around. Here we go. So we're coming up on 4.2 miles at this corner. Then I'm just going to turn down it and then run back towards my apartment. About 2 miles to go. 2.5, 2.25. Because today is a recovery day. Here's some runners up here. They're moving pretty good. Now we got some light again. This is kind of a main road here, so it's a lot more bright. There aren't quite as many driveways on this side, so it's a little better, a little safer to run on. So if I were to cross here by the McDonald's, that's the way back to my apartment. But I'm gonna run down to the end and back. You can see the nice shiny ice on the path. So here you can see the hill again, the valley where the creek cuts through, dips down, and gives you a little bit of a practice on the hill. And like that guy does, you know, they don't even look for runners. People run right over without even looking. So you gotta be careful. That'd be one of my wishes, if I could get people just to, even in the winter, look both ways when you cross the sidewalk. There are crazy people like me that do run all winter, but it's not really much better in the summer either, for that matter. People just don't think about it. Sometimes this whole side isn't plowed or shoveled, but it's not bad right now. This is that creek again that cuts through. There's a big open field over here, undeveloped land. basically the crest of the hill here. The car dealership on the right. Sometimes they park their cars out on the sidewalk, so got to do a detour, but looks like not today. So just about done. This will be 5.2, the corner, the stoplight up there. So time to hit my watch again and cross the crosswalk. Yeah, I'm running about 850 pace there now that I got into the light, which is pretty good considering I did 20 miles yesterday at noon, 1 o'clock. So about a day's rest. Not a bad pace considering the snow and everything. You can see there's still quite a bit of traffic both directions. So yeah, I don't chance it. I wait for the on weekends, sometimes early mornings I can cut across here without waiting for the light, but there's too much traffic at night. I was getting impatient waiting. I saw some kind of meme that joggers bounce up and down at crosswalks and real runners just stand there looking pissed. So that's pretty much what I do. So yeah, I'm at about 47 minutes for 5 miles. .2 miles. Got to do a little bit of steeplechase here with the high drift. maybe that same walker I passed before. Doesn't even look where he's going. Here's where you got to be real careful, because these people turning off the road don't look for you. That guy did, thankfully. So running downhill again here into that little valley. Kind of an obstacle course sometimes. So right about here is about a half mile to home, somewhere in here. The home stretch, literally. So this is the last little uphill here. See the golden arches, that's where I turn. That's pretty much the top of the hill there. It's all easy running from here. Except for the snow. This is where I turn. can see they did a great job clearing the sidewalk. Buffalo Wild Wings. Thank you, Buffalo Wild Wings. So somewhere in here is about 6 miles on the nose. My watch is too buried to muffled to hear the beep ticking off the miles. Maybe you can hear it better than me because I got my ears covered up. So this is a rough patch again. Work those stabilizers. Try not to trip or slip. I hope this is the home stretch here. Turn down the driveway and head to my apartment building. And again, I'm not pushing. I've learned the hard way. Don't overdo it on your recovery runs. Normally, I'd like to do a fast finish, you know, but recovery runs, I just take it easy. Got a neighbor turning in here, looks like. Gotta be a little careful. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this a little bit. It's really more of a demo. See how this GoPro works. I don't know if I'll post the whole thing or edit it down or play it at 2 times speed or what. I just wanted to give it a try. But yeah, that's my sort of my bread and butter recovery run. 6.5 miles. Came a little bit fun with the snow and ice. A little more exciting than a summer run. Some nice scenery. And I'm home. So thanks again. I'll be posting more content. I got a race coming up on Sunday and a couple reviews in the works, so stay tuned for that. And I'll be back with more content. Thank you.